Some years slip by without a trace, and some years transform everything. 2026 will be one of those. A time to slow down, open your senses, and let wonder surprise you. Cities call to you, with streets brimming with history. Markets steeped in tradition, and lights that seem to pulse. Imagine the sun peeking over the rooftops of Lisbon, getting lost in the temples and gardens of Kyoto. Dancing under the moon in Buenos Aires, or watching the Dubai desert turn golden. Each destination offers magic, adventure, art, tranquility, and those moments that remind you why traveling is about feeling, exploring, and marveling. Singapore, the future with tropical roots. Singapore is a city where modernity doesn't advance alone, but rather accompanied by trees, water, and light. Between glass skyscrapers and suspended gardens, this city-state has forged its own identity, combining discipline and natural beauty. Since its independence in 1965, it has transformed from a strategic port into an urban laboratory admired worldwide. Here, nature isn't relegated to the margins. It sprouts on terraces, covers facades, and is integrated into daily life. Walking through Singapore is to hear a mix of languages, perceive the aromas of ancient spices, and observe a fluid coexistence of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and British cultures. When night falls, Marina Bay transforms into a luminous yet silent stage. Futuristic structures are reflected in the water, and vertical gardens illuminate the promenade with an almost choreographed calm. In the hawker centers, food becomes a daily ritual, accessible and profoundly social. Singapore teaches us that progress doesn't have to be cold, and that the future can be precisely designed without losing its humanity. It's a city that doesn't raise its voice, but leaves a lasting impression. Buenos Aires, the city. You feel to the rhythm of your heart. Buenos Aires is a city that isn't explored in silence. It's felt, its wide avenues, old cafes, and buildings with ornate balconies convey an elegant melancholy. that is part of its character. Founded in the 16th century, it grew looking to Europe, but developed its own identity marked by passion and the power of words. In its neighborhoods, history blends with everyday gestures, and every corner seems to hold a story. Tango is not just music, it's a way of walking, seeing, and remembering. Life in Buenos Aires unfolds in multiple scenes. San Telmo preserves the pulse of the past. La Boca bursts with color and popular expression. And Palermo reinvents the present with constant creativity. Sharing a meal here is a profound social act, full of conversation and affection. Buenos Aires teaches that emotion is not hidden, it is expressed. It is a city that embraces nostalgia and transforms it into art, leaving an intense and unforgettable mark on those who visit. Venice, beauty, suspended on water. Venice is a city that defies logic and time. Built on islands and supported by water, it has maintained its essence for over 1,000 years. Canals replace streets, and palaces are reflected like floating memories. From its earliest medieval records, Venice was synonymous with trade, art, and exploration. Today, its grandeur is perceived in the details: a weathered facade, a silent bridge, a gondola gliding along without a sound. Life in Venice is measured in sensations: the sound of water lapping against the wooden planks, the aroma of coffee wafting from the cafes, the light shifting over the Grand Canal at dusk. Getting lost here is not a mistake, it's part of the experience. Venice teaches that fragility can be a form of permanence, and that the most delicate beauty is often the one that endures longest in our memory. Kioto, el silencio que enseña. Kioto es una ciudad que no se impone, se revela lentamente. Durante más de 1000 años, fue el centro espiritual y cultural de Japón, y ese legado sigue presente en templos, jardines y rituales cotidianos. Fundada en el año 794, conserva tradiciones que valoran la paciencia, la armonía y el gesto contenido. Caminar por Kioto es aprender a observar. Un sendero de bambú, una piedra colocada con intención, un jardín que cambia con las estaciones. Cada época del año transforma la ciudad. En primavera, los cerezos cubren los caminos de pétalos. En otoño, los arces tiñen el paisaje de tonos profundos. En barrios tradicionales como Gion, la elegancia se expresa sin palabras. Kioto enseña que la belleza no necesita explicación y que el silencio también comunica. Quien la visita suele marcharse distinto, con una calma nueva y una forma más atenta de mirar el mundo. Chicago, donde el acero aprende a soñar. Chicago se alza junto al lago Michigan como una ciudad que convirtió la fuerza en belleza. Sus rascacielos, nacidos tras el gran incendio del siglo XIX, redefinieron la forma de mirar al cielo y dieron origen a la arquitectura vertical moderna. Caminar por sus avenidas es observar cómo el acero, el vidrio y el viento dialogan sin descanso. La ciudad creció con disciplina, pero también con ritmo. Aquí, el blues y el jazz encontraron una voz urbana, nacida de calles duras y corazones creativos. Chicago no presume. Se sostiene con carácter. La vida en Chicago cambia con las estaciones y cada una deja su marca. En verano, los parques junto al lago se llenan de música, risas y festivales al aire libre. En invierno, el frío afila el aire, pero la ciudad no se detiene. Museos de talla mundial, mercados llenos de sabores y barrios con identidad propia forman un mosaico humano intenso. Desde lo alto de la Torre Willis, la ciudad se extiende como un mapa infinito. Chicago enseña que la grandeza no es ruido, sino resistencia construida día a día. Praga, una ciudad escrita en piedra y tiempo. Praga parece existir fuera del calendario. Sus torres góticas, puentes de piedra y callejones silenciosos crean un paisaje que invita a caminar sin rumbo. A orillas del río Moldava, la ciudad refleja siglos de historia acumulada con paciencia. Fundada en la Edad Media, fue hogar de reyes, artesanos y pensadores, y conserva una atmósfera donde lo antiguo no se siente lejano. Cada plaza ofrece una pausa, cada fachada una historia sin necesidad de palabras. El Puente de Carlos despierta cada día con músicos y artistas que añaden vida al recorrido, mientras el castillo observa la ciudad desde lo alto con serenidad. los cafés, el tiempo se diluye entre conversaciones lentas y miradas atentas. Cuando llega el invierno, los tejados cubiertos de nieve refuerzan la sensación de estar dentro de un relato antiguo. Praga enseña que la belleza auténtica no se impone, simplemente permanece esperando a quien sepa mirarla con calma. Múnich, orden, tradición y calma compartida. Múnich combina la precisión alemana con una calidez sorprendente. Situada entre el río Isar y los Alpes, la ciudad creció a partir de un espíritu monástico que aún se percibe en su ritmo equilibrado. Sus plazas amplias, edificios históricos y avenidas cuidadas reflejan una relación armoniosa entre pasado y presente. Aquí, la tradición no es un recuerdo, sino una práctica cotidiana que convive con la innovación tecnológica y cultural. Más allá de las celebraciones conocidas, Múnich ofrece una calidad de vida basada en el equilibrio. Los parques funcionan como espacios de encuentro, los museos resguardan arte y pensamiento, y la vida diaria fluye con orden sin resultar rígida. La gente disfruta del tiempo libre con naturalidad, valorando tanto el trabajo como el descanso. Múnich enseña que la organización también puede ser amable y que la felicidad puede construirse con constancia y sencillez. Bangkok, endless energy and its own rhythm. Bangkok unfolds like a city that never moves in a straight line. Between golden temples, modern skyscrapers, and floating markets, life is expressed with intensity. Founded at the end of the 18th century, it is the cultural and spiritual heart of Thailand. The Chao Phraya River flows through the city like a living artery, connecting neighborhoods, traditions, and everyday scenes that change every moment. At dawn, the temples are filled with calm and silent footsteps. At nightfall, the streets vibrate with lights, aromas, and conversations. Street food is part of the landscape, offering flavors that linger in the memory. Bangkok teaches that chaos can also be harmonious, and that energy doesn't always tire you. Sometimes it awakens you. It is a city that is not fully understood, but that is felt powerfully from the very first moment. Marrakesh, the art of getting lost. And Marrakech doesn't introduce itself. It imposes itself on the senses. From the moment you step into the Medina, the air is filled with intense aromas, rhythmic sounds, and vibrant colors. Jemaa el-Fna Square is the city's beating heart, a living stage where storytellers, musicians, and vendors transform every moment into something unique. Founded in the 11th century, Marrakech was an imperial capital and a vital crossroads of trade routes and that past is still palpable in the density of its streets, in the souks that sprawl like labyrinths, and in the constant energy that never truly fades. However, behind the hustle and bustle lies another Marrakesh. Behind the discreet doors of the riads, the noise dissolves and calm emerges. Quiet courtyards, gentle fountains, and cool shade. At dusk, the reddish walls absorb the light, and the call to prayer solemnly marks the rhythm of the day. Marrakesh teaches that balance is born from contrast, and that sometimes you have to get lost to hear what the place has to say. It is a city that is not observed from the outside, but breathed from within. Dubai, a high-rise vision of the desert. Dubai is the result of ambition transformed into urban form. In just a few decades, it went from a coastal village to a metropolis that redefines the skyline. Glass skyscrapers rise from the desert as symbols of a fearless vision for the future, while the Burj Khalifa stands as the ultimate symbol of that transformation. However, beneath this futuristic surface, Dubai preserves the memory of its origins. The traditional souks, the scent of spices, and the proximity of the sea remind us that it all began with trade, navigation, and shared communication. When night falls, the city illuminates with almost unreal precision. Dancing fountains, shimmering avenues, and the reflection of lights on the water create a meticulously orchestrated scene. But beyond the visible luxury, Dubai teaches a clear lesson. Progress needs roots to sustain it. Between silent dunes and bold architecture, the city acts as a bridge between past and future, demonstrating that modernity is not at odds with memory. Hoi An, the light that walks slowly. Hoi An seems to exist outside of time. A former trading port dating back to the 15th century, it preserves a rare harmony between Chinese, Japanese, and Vietnamese heritages. Evident in every yellow facade and every narrow street, the city moves gently. Bicycles, leisurely footsteps, and hushed conversations accompany the daily rhythm. Recognized as a World Heritage Site, Hoi An maintains an intimate relationship between tradition and daily life, neither forcing modernity nor renouncing it. At dusk, the city transforms with subtle grace. Silk lanterns illuminate the streets and reflect on the Thu Bon River, where tiny floating lights carry silent wishes. The markets offer colors, fabrics, and smiles. Workshops work patiently. Children play unhurriedly. Hoi An teaches that beauty doesn't need to be imposed. Only to remain. It is a place where time seems to walk barefoot, leaving a feeling of calm that lingers long after you leave. Krakow, dignity written in stone. Krakow is a city that has learned to endure with grace. Founded over 1,000 years ago, it was a royal capital and cultural center of Central Europe, and its history is preserved with uncommon clarity. The wide open market square brings together centuries of commerce, art, and everyday life. Wawel Castle and its Gothic towers watch over the city serenely, as if time itself has chosen to move forward here with greater care. As evening falls, Krakow becomes intimate. Cafes fill with quiet conversations. The Vistula River reflects golden lights. And the historic districts acquire a profound calm. In Kazimierz, cultural memory remains present in the streets, buildings, and everyday gestures. Krakow teaches that history is not a burden, but a living presence. It is a city that does not overwhelm, but accompanies, offering a sense of balance that lingers with those who explore it attentively. Paris. Beauty that thinks and dreams. Paris is built from layers of history, art, and thought. From its ancient origins to its role as a cultural beacon, the city has been the stage for ideas, revolutions, and creative expressions. The Seine flows through Paris like a narrative thread, uniting neighborhoods, bridges, and perspectives. Its streets invite you to wander aimlessly. Letting the architecture, the light, and the details guide your steps. Paris doesn't impose itself, it suggests. Parisian life unfolds among cafes, bookstores, and squares where time seems to dissolve. By day, museums and markets fill the city with activity. By night, the lights reflected in the river create an intimate atmosphere. In Montmartre, inspiration still hangs in the air. In the Latin Quarter, ideas continue to be debated. Paris teaches us that art and love are not abstract concepts, but ways of seeing the world. It is a city that stays with you, like a memory that doesn't need to be repeated to remain alive. Berlin, reinventing itself as a way of life. Berlin is a city that has learned to face itself head-on. Founded in the Middle Ages, marked by profound ruptures and constant reconstructions, today, Berlin is defined by its capacity for transformation. Its streets bear visible traces of the past, not as burdens, but as reminders. Murals, open spaces, and diverse architecture make memory an active part of the urban landscape. Berlin doesn't hide its scars. It transforms them into expression. Life in Berlin flows freely. By day, parks, markets, and cafes are filled with long conversations. By night, the city transforms into a creative space where music and art have no schedule. Bicycles cross wide avenues, ideas are exchanged informally, and the future always seems to be under construction. Berlin teaches that starting over is not failing, but moving forward consciously. It is a city where beauty is born from honesty and constant change. Rio de Janeiro, joy as landscape. Rio de Janeiro unfolds amidst mountains, rainforest, and ocean, a city that breathes movement. Founded in the 16th century, its identity was formed from multiple cultural roots that are expressed today in music, gestures, and daily life. Christ the Redeemer watches over the city from above, while the beaches of Copacabana and Ipanema set their own rhythm where life unfolds in the open air. Rio isn't easily explained. It's felt, heard, and danced. Beyond the grand events, the essence of Rio lies in the everyday. In the distant sound of a samba, in the sunset that paints the sea with warm hues, in the natural way people gather and share. The city maintains a constant energy, even in its stillness. Rio teaches that happiness can be a collective act, something that is transmitted and multiplied. It's a place that leaves an intense emotional imprint, difficult to put into words. London, a history that never stops. London is a city, built in layers of time. From its Roman origins to its multicultural present, it has been the stage for empires, ideas, and constant transformations. Walking through London is like traversing centuries without realizing it. A medieval tower, next to a glass building, a quiet park, a few steps from a vibrant avenue. The Thames acts as a common thread that unites neighborhoods, memories, and diverse perspectives. Here, history isn't confined, it flows. When night falls, London keeps its pulse alive. The theatres of the West End illuminate the streets, the Underground continues its underground journey, and the pubs fill with shared stories. The city speaks in many languages and expresses itself in 1,000 different ways. London teaches us that tradition is not at odds with change, and that identity can expand without losing its strength. It is a city that never runs dry, because it is always starting again. San Francisco. Freedom amidst fog and hills. San Francisco is a city that seems to float between the sea and ideas. Founded in the 18th century, it has always been a haven for those seeking a fresh start. Adventurers, artists, innovators, and free spirits. Its steep hills compel you to walk slowly, to look around, to accept that here, the landscape reigns supreme. Cable cars move like memories in motion. Victorian houses stand in a row with irregular elegance, and the air carries a blend of salt, coffee, and promise. The Golden Gate Bridge, often shrouded in fog, connects not only shores but also dreams with ever-changing realities. Daily life in San Francisco unfolds in its neighborhoods. Haight-Ashbury preserves the imprint of an era that believed in love as a driving force for society. The Mission District transforms walls into painted narratives. Chinatown keeps alive an identity that renews itself without losing its roots. At sunset, the bay is bathed in soft hues, and the city seems to sigh. San Francisco teaches us that diversity is not a challenge, but a constant source of richness. It's a place where freedom isn't proclaimed, it's lived, even when fog blankets everything. Istanbul, where continents converse. Istanbul is a city built on encounters. On both sides of the Bosphorus, Europe and Asia don't separate. They engage in dialogue. Founded as Byzantium and transformed into Constantinople, its history unfolds like a mosaic of empires, creeds, and languages that learned to coexist. Domes and minarets create a skyline recognizable from any point, while the bazaars sprawl like living labyrinths where colors, fabrics, and aromas form their own language. Walking through Istanbul is to feel how the past doesn't fade away, but rather accompanies every step with ease. At sunset, the city turns golden. Boats calmly cross the strait, and the air fills with freshly brewed coffee and sea breeze. On the cobblestone streets, daily life flows amidst long conversations and curious glances. Istanbul teaches us that beauty arises from the crossroads, not the border, and that the most memorable cities are those capable of uniting without erasing differences. It is a place where time seems to expand, inviting us to listen attentively. Las Vegas, the sparkle that defies the desert. Las Vegas emerged where it seemed impossible for a city to be born. Surrounded by sand, silence, and open horizons, it decided to reinvent itself as a permanent stage. Founded in the 20th century, it went from being an unassuming stop on dusty roads to becoming a global symbol of entertainment. Its illuminated avenues, monumental hotels, and ever-changing facades create a landscape where fantasy is taken seriously. Walking through Las Vegas is accepting a tacit agreement. Here, everything is exaggerated, everything is illuminated, everything invites you to believe that reality can be suspended for a moment. When night falls, the city enters its true rhythm. The lights multiply, the fountains move with choreographed precision, and the shows transform each venue into a different universe. Restaurants, theaters, and promenades bring together flavors, accents, and perspectives from all over the world. But you only have to travel a few miles to rediscover the still desert, remembering that even excess needs contrast. Las Vegas teaches us that illusion is also an art form, and that sometimes losing track of time is a necessary experience. Tallinn, where the Middle Ages converse with the future, Tallinn seems to carefully preserve its past while continuing to move forward. Its old town, surrounded by walls and towers, maintains an almost unbroken coherence. Dating back to the Hanseatic era. Walking along its cobbled streets is like exploring a city that reads like an illustrated story. Where every facade, square, and passageway holds a tale. Recognized as a World Heritage Site, Tallinn combines medieval solidity with a Nordic serenity that invites leisurely observation. But beyond its historical appearance, Tallinn looks to the future. Cafes housed in historic buildings welcome young creators and programmers, and technology is part of everyday life, without disrupting the harmony of the surroundings. In winter, the snow softens the landscape. In summer, the squares come alive with music. Tallinn teaches us that progress doesn't have to erase memory, but rather build upon it. It's a city where the future is built with respect for what once was. Vancouver, where the city learns from the forest. Vancouver stretches between mountains, ocean, and sky with an uncommon naturalness. Founded in the 19th century as a port, it grew embracing diversity and respecting its surroundings. Here, skyscrapers don't compete with nature, they coexist with it. Expansive parks, waterfront trails, and urban forests are part of everyday life. In Stanley Park, centuries-old trees silently observe the city, a reminder that this land existed long before the asphalt. As evening falls, Vancouver becomes reflective. The harbor lights shimmer on the water, cyclists calmly cross bridges, and cultural life emerges without fanfare. Markets, live music, and quiet conversations define a city that doesn't need to impose itself. Vancouver teaches that modernity can be respectful and that balance is a conscious choice. It's a place where slow living doesn't mean giving up anything, but rather better understanding what's essential. Hong Kong, movement in balance. Hong Kong unfolds between the sea and the mountains with constant energy. Dense skyscrapers coexist with ancient temples and nature trails. Creating a unique cityscape. From its origins as a trading port, the city learned to move quickly without losing its identity. Markets, trams, and elevated neighborhoods form a vibrant network where Eastern traditions converse with Western influences. Hong Kong never stops, but neither does it become chaotic. As night falls, the port lights up, and the horizon transforms into a choreography of lights. From the high viewpoints, the city seems endless. At street level, life continues with simple gestures. Shared meals, leisurely exercise, brief conversations. Hong Kong teaches us that balance is not always stillness, and that harmony can exist within movement. It is a city that moves forward without forgetting to look back. Vienna. Elegance that endures. Vienna expresses itself with an elegance that needs no exaggeration. On the banks of the Danube, the city grew as an imperial and cultural center, leaving a visible legacy in palaces, avenues, and concert halls. Music is part of the landscape, even when it's not playing. Walking through Vienna is like strolling through a space where art and everyday life intertwine with precision and tranquility. historic cafes, expansive parks, and meticulously maintained architecture invite leisurely observation. As evening falls, the city takes on an intimate tone. The lights of the theaters and opera house illuminate the streets, and the pace slows. Confectionaries maintain simple rituals. And conversations linger unhurriedly. Vienna teaches us that beauty can be constant and that culture is not a luxury, but a way of life. It is a city that accompanies you, leaving a lasting impression of balance and harmony. Madrid, the art of living openly. Madrid is a city that seems to live facing the sun. From its medieval origins to its current role as a vibrant capital, it has learned to blend history and everyday life with an infectious ease. Its wide avenues, lively squares, and neighborhoods with their own distinct character create a city that isn't silently contemplated, but rather shared. Gran Via concentrates the city's theatrical and urban pulse, while El Retiro offers a green respite where time seems to slow down. On every corner, there's a conversation, a laugh, an implicit invitation to stay a little longer. When night falls, Madrid doesn't shut down, it transforms. The terraces fill with voices, tapas are passed from hand to hand, and the city becomes a shared space where no one feels out of place. Here, life is lived outwardly, with simple gestures and spontaneous encounters. Madrid teaches us that happiness isn't always a grand event, but rather the sum of shared moments. It's a city that doesn't demand much, yet it captivates, leaving a feeling of closeness that lingers even after you leave. Colonia del Sacramento. Tranquility on the riverbank. Colonia del Sacramento seems to have deliberately paused. Founded in the 17th century, it preserves a historic center where every stone and every cobblestone street speaks in hushed tones. The city grew amidst Portuguese and Spanish influences, and this encounter is etched in its walls, lampposts, and simple facades. Recognized as a World Heritage Site, Colonia invites you to wander aimlessly, letting the silence set the pace and history accompany you without imposing itself. At dusk, the city acquires a profound calm. The light reflects on the Rio de la Plata. The cafes fill with leisurely conversations, and footsteps become gentle. The riverfront offers a space to observe the horizon without expectations. Colonia teaches us that beauty doesn't always require movement, and that peace can be a shared experience. It is a place that doesn't hold you back, but remains with those who learn to listen to its stillness. Cusco, living stone in the highlands. Cusco rises among the mountains with a serene and profound presence. The ancient capital of the Andean world, it maintains an intimate relationship with the earth and sky. Its streets, laid out on ancient stone walls, reveal an architecture where the ancestral and the colonial intertwine with respect. The Plaza de Armas serves as a meeting point, surrounded by churches, balconies, and daily life that recall the city's continuity throughout the centuries. Here, walking is also listening. As the day progresses, the colors change, and the city acquires a special calm. The markets fill with textiles, food, and smiles, and traditional melodies accompany the unhurried rhythm. The air is light. But the experience is intense. Cusco teaches that spirituality can be part of the everyday, and that silence, too, communicates. It is a city that cannot be fully explained. It is felt, respected, and lingered.